Hi there, it's Kevin with GatheringMagic.com with your wrap-up video of our UG Tempo deck. Let me just go out on a limb and tell you how much I hated that deck. Every deck, it just seemed like every hand, it just seemed like we were missing a specific card, like too many Pongifys, too many Rapid Hybridizations, too many Mana Leaks or Remands, and not enough aggression. So before you here is the mono green Stompy that I played not too long ago for playing on a budget, had a lot of success with, and I'm still liking this card a lot, or liking this deck a lot more. I think that especially with like cards like Vines of Vastwood, these in our type deck do feel a lot like a Mana Leak or a Remand, because we're predominantly wanting to protect our creatures, and also giving the ability to have the pump is huge. So that would be my, I don't know, I see like the merit of dropping a 1-drop and then mana leaking, but it's awkward with Experiment 1, where you're dropping this 1/1 and then have to mana leak and then you didn't evolve your dude. Or even worse, a Cloudfin Raptor. I did not like Cloudfin whatsoever in that deck, and it just seems like you'd want a better threat, something that progresses. Even a card like Swiss Spear, like a red version just seems a lot better than the green version for that particular type of strategy. Either it be a Swiss Spear or a young Pyromancer, or even I would say the Vampire from Innistrad that gets +1/+1 every time it connects, and then just progressively gets bigger, would be better than trying to go any 1-drop that green provides. Again, Young Wolf would be pretty bad with that. I mean, I do like the whole idea of Rapid Hybridization, but it would be a very, very, very subtle splash in this type of green Stompy deck. You could easily put Breeding Pools in this, and then instead of maybe Aspect of Hydras, go into a few of the Pongifys and whatnot, or maybe instead of the Rancors, you could go Pongifys. But it only really works the best with Young Wolves and Strangleroot Geist. You don't get a decent undying creature from blue. The first one is a 3/3 or a 2/2 for 3 mana, or is it a 2/1 flyer? I don't. It's something like that. But this is a lot more aggressive. Like the 2 matchups we won, the Storm and the Lantern, any deck would have beat those decks. That was the time when their combo deck just didn't do what they wanted it to do. That's the problem with those type of one-trick pony decks, is if they kind of hang up a little bit, or miss their specific cards, or get hated out even slightly, their entire deck begins to unravel. And you got to see that with the Lantern deck and the Storm deck. I think any deck would have beat them at that point. So if you're looking for a similar feel, I definitely suggest this that you see in front of you. The has a lot of the same Experiment 1, Strangleroot Geist, Young Wolf, so the same creature base strategy, but you get cards like Avatar the Resolute, which is incredibly strong, has the trample, so against tokens, this guy can actually smash through. I've heard some other people use the card of Innistrad that has Devotion for green. It enters the battlefield with that many +1/+1 counters instead of Leatherback Baloth, because it a lot of times outclasses Leatherback Baloth, and you don't need Devotion too much except for Aspect of Hydra. That's the main point that it's in here. But if you go first turn Young Wolf, second turn Avatar of the Resolute, it's going to be a 5/5, because it enters the battlefield as a 1/1 plus Devotion to green, so it'll be a 5/5, and it'll be bigger than a Leatherback Baloth. And in most scenarios, that's what it's going to do. Surrak was always amazing in this deck, and there's even a lot of other cards. You can go with more of a Devotion-based strategy and use cards like Nykthos, Shrine of Nyx, and Pelucranos can generate a ton of mana. Corsair Crewfix is an option, things like that you can toy around with in this particular deck. So Dismember feels like Vapor Snag as well. Vapor Snag does do the 1 damage rather than doing it to you, but Dismember basically kills anything in the format, and you get rid of it forever. I did see the implications of Rapid Hybridization, something than Vapor Snagging it, but again, it's just something that I don't feel like is necessarily a good route to take. You saw so many awkward hands, so many awkward starting hands where we had to mulligan and then just didn't like our 6 or 5, and just very slow when you don't get that perfect or I mean, I guess with the other deck would be first turn experiment 1 into second turn a Strangleroot Geist, and then third turn decide to Rapid Hybridization it, and then have Mana Leak and Remand mana up. I mean, that's the ideal strategy. And when your day is going perfectly like that, I'm sure it's a great deck. I'm sure it's a very fun deck. Frustrating for your opponents to play against because you're getting this threat out. You're swinging in for what? At that point, it's going to be a 3/3 experiment 1, a 2/2, a 3/2 Strangleroot Geist, and a 3/3. So you're swinging in for 8 damage per turn. And then cards like Mana Leak, Vapor Snag, and Remand are going to set them back a turn, kind of time walk them, and you're going to get in for 8/8/8. That is going to be lethal within just a few swings. So, anyway, this is the recommendation I would run if you like the same type of strategy, and maybe a good meld of the two would be perfect. So a few Remands, no Mana Leaks at all, maybe just Remands, and 4 Rapid Hybridizations, and that's that. But hope you enjoyed the list nonetheless. It went 2-2, not too shabby. And I did have fun playing it. I like the design. It is well within budget, but it was very frustrating to play. So that's kind of been my overall analysis of it, my overall feelings of the deck. Anyway, this has been Kevin with GatheringMagic.com. Thanks for watching.